And the team is not going to tell us, is he bothered by anything? I'm going to say no because they play him every night. He leads Major League Baseball in plate appearances. So he's getting his chances. But, Tim, his OPS plus has dropped from 155 in 2024, which was spectacular, to 121 last year, which was really good, to 93 this year, which is below average. Right now, Gunnar Henderson is a below average Major League Baseball player. I'm shocked that we're saying that. Crazy. We're 10 games now short of the midpoint, and so he's on a pace for 26 homers, 64 RBIs, right now if it was the midpoint, which it's not. So I don't know what's going on. I sense he's being too hard on himself. He's showing too much emotion and gets down. When I asked Craig Albernaz that the other day, he said no. When I asked Craig Albernaz the other day, you're going to drop him in the order? He said no. And, Tim, that seems to be a function not just of where Gunnar bats, but he feels like Gunnar sees these high-leverage lefties late in the game, and he wants the other team to pay a penalty for that move by having then to face a righty and another righty. You got to come in for 3 batters, right? Unless it's the last out of the inning. So teams can maneuver around that, how the Orioles are trying to fool it. But like tonight with the lineup, they bring in let's say Gunnar starts the 8th of a tie game. They bring in a tough lefty. And he gets Gunnar out. He's still got to see Rutschman and Alonso, 2 who will bat from the right against him. So that's kind of how he set up the lineup tonight.
Steve, 2 numbers that really stand out to me when looking at Gunnar Henderson. When he is ahead in the count, he's hitting 138. He has a 580 OPS.
Wow.
He is batting better when the pitcher is ahead. 218 batting average, 582 OPS, still not great numbers, but he's much worse when he's ahead in the count. You compare that to his career, Steve. 281 batting average when ahead, OPS of over 1,000 when ahead. The other number that sticks out to me, this is just year over year, 26 to 25. Fastballs have been an issue for him. He's hitting 215 off fastballs this year. Last year, he hit 305 off fastballs. So that year over year, the other giving his career perspective compared to this year, but it's just not happening for him this year. And, I kept holding out, all right, June's always his best month. June, he's going to catch fire. I can't say I'm as confident as a month ago that, he's going to turn it around. Like, we're 70 games in, Steve. We're almost at the halfway point.
Walk rate down, 10.8 2 years ago, 9.5 walk rate last year, 7.6 this year. That's below Major League average. He doesn't strike out an enormous amount. It might feel like it to fans, but he's cut that down. He's 24.9 for the year. He was 22.1 2 years ago, so that's up a little bit from then. But, Tim, exit velocity by year for Gunnar, 92, 92, 92.8, 92.1, 88.9. Every year in his career, it's been 92 point something, and this year it's 88.9. So he's not hitting the ball with the authority he once did. He's not walking as much as he once did. He is striking out a little more than we're used to, and all these numbers are off. So he's just not the Gunnar the Orioles are expecting, and it seems to me that after 70 games, it's starting to wear on his psyche. How could it not? You feel pressure. You want to be good. The want to. Buck Showalter always talked about who has more than Gunnar. And when things are going well and we see the emotion he showed in the WBC, we all love that, right? But then we see the emotion when he strikes out, and we are like, oh, man, look at him. So he wears it on his sleeve. That can be good and bad. And right now, it's challenging.
Coming up at 4:15, we're going to get back into the Ravens. Heading into last year, Ravens had 5 former first-round picks in their secondary. It was sky-high expectations for their pass defense. Well, they did not come anywhere close to performing to those expectations. Will this be the year that the Ravens secondary can be that big-time strength? We'll get into that at 4:15. But coming up next, Trey Gibson. He's looking for more swing and miss. He got a heck of a lot more swing and miss in his minor league career compared to this short stint in the majors. Steve Molesky got a chance to talk to Trey Gibson yesterday, and he'll give you Trey's thoughts next.
The teams you grew up with
Ravens are world champions.
are the ones you still love today. 105.7 The Fan.
Dover Motor Speedway is your home for NASCAR action. Enjoy high-speed action, the best fan zone, camping, tailgates, and more. Get tickets at DoverMotorspeedway.com. Once again, that's DoverMotorspeedway.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sports book.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code PAR for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code PAR for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code PAR.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This Fan Flash is brought to you by Vinny Steel, your home sold guarantee. Call Vinny at 410-793-1801. That's 410-793-1801.
For great food, great drinks, and a great time, Cross Street Market is Baltimore's spot in Federal Hill. With stalls like Pizza de Joey, Theo's Rolls and Bowls, Dashi Ramen, and the Red Hot Jollof Bowl, along with the Watershed Restaurant. It's the perfect place to meet for a bite or a drink. Just say the words, "I'll see you at the market."
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
Adley Rutschman was back in the lineup for the first time since Sunday. Last night against the Mariners, he made his presence felt with 2 hits with runners in scoring position and drove in 3 runs. Manager Craig Albernaz was happy to see Rutschman back contributing.
Yeah, great at-bats. We doubled on the right field line, but also Adley has the ability to take a pitch away, and when he's either handing this, but when he's up lefty and shoot that hole, and it was a big RBI that we needed to get a 2-run cushion.
Theo's homestand rolls on as the team welcomes the Padres to town in the start of a 3-game series tonight. The starting pitching matchup features Shane Baz opposite Griffin Canning. Baltimore baseball tonight presented by Jerry's Home Services with Bob Haynie and Ryan Ripken gets underway at 6, live from Pickles Pub. The NBA Finals will continue tomorrow as the Knicks try to secure their first championship since 1973. New York won Game 4 over the Spurs after overcoming a 29-point deficit with a final score of 107-106 to take a 3-1 series lead. You can catch all of the action of Game 5 on The Fan, beginning with pregame coverage tomorrow night at 7:30. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the mid-90s with an overnight low of 67. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 89. I'm Tim Barbalese, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalese. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
Yeah, Trey's been awesome. His demeanor really stands out, for a young pitcher. Obviously, he's a big physical presence is an understatement, but his demeanor on the mound, it's been really cool, and also to see him, it was kind of happening in spring training, being able to be in big league camp and be there for an extended period of time and be around our starting pitching group with some veteran guys, and we're kind of seeing the fruits of that right now with the way he's able to integrate with our clubhouse and our starting pitching group, and to kind of see that in the mound as well. He's a very confident pitcher. He knows what makes him great, and he's not scared to go out there and pitch and throw strikes and not afraid of contact.
That was manager Craig Albernaz prior to yesterday's game talking about Trey Gibson, and he's up here before really anyone thought that he would be. A lot of people thought maybe midsummer, second half of the season, we would see Trey Gibson. He made his MLB debut at Yankee Stadium May 3rd. It was the first time in franchise history an Orioles starting pitcher made their debut at Yankee Stadium, and Trey Gibson held his own that day. But something that we were talking about earlier this week, Steve, where he made a start against the Mariners, didn't have a strikeout. And he had 38 strikeouts in 38 innings at the AAA level this year. So far in the majors, just 5 strikeouts in 17 innings, and you got a chance to talk to him about that.
So he went from last year on the farm, pitched at 3 levels, which was amazing, starts at Aberdeen, ends at Norfolk, wins the Jim Palmer Award, minor league pitcher of the year. He had about a 10 or 12 start stretch spanning 3 levels. That his ERA was under 2, and he was averaging about 13 strikeouts per 9. Ridiculous. For the year, he averaged 12.4. Strikeout pitcher, Tim. Good stuff. Large, deep repertoire. Several pitches that get swing and miss. In Major League Baseball this year, that 12.4 K rate is 2.6. That's at the bottom of the scale. He's not striking anybody out. Now, Tim, this is 17 innings. So we got it. That's everything we say. Consider that. We can't pass a lot of judgments on 17 innings. But in the clubhouse yesterday, when I asked Trey Gibson, what have you learned in these first few games in the major leagues about pitching in the major leagues? that you can't know until you pitch in the major leagues. And he said the mistakes get magnified up here. And then he said this, I've noticed that already by the fact that I have not accumulated as many whiffs as I have in the minors. That is something where there's a bit of a learning curve and a bit of better execution needed too. And earlier this year on this show, I said I'd like to see him throw the death ball more, the gyro slider, that it's a slider, Tim, that John Smoltz slider breaks across the plate and down. The gyro slider, the death ball, breaks down big time. It's like a power curveball. Falls off the table like a splitter. He is not throwing that pitch much yet in the major leagues, and when he is, it's not working in a small sample. And when I asked him about that, he told me the Oriole coaches want him to throw it more. So he is in tune with that, and I think we're going to see the death ball more, which is a devastating pitch when Trey Gibson is throwing it right. It drops off the table. It's a put-away pitch against both left and right-handed hitters. Doesn't matter. He also told me he's not landing his curveball right now like he did in the minors. He used to throw it a lot, get me over, or for strikeouts. And he told me he's not locating his slider in spots he wants to. Other than that, everything's going great. Now, Tim, here's what I read out of that. He's more than held his own.
Yeah.
And they pitched a kid in Yankee Stadium for crying out loud. And if he's got a couple pitches right now not locked in, he's still getting some major league hitters out.
Well, we've talked about this a lot on Birdland Territory. Us, Brad Brock. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you find your podcast. Check it out. 3 times a week. Just did our latest episode yesterday. But with Trey Gibson, something that has stuck out to me immediately following that Yankees game, where I think it was a Sunday and we did the show following it, was his composure, was his demeanor, which is exactly what you heard from Craig Albernaz. This is not too big for Trey Gibson. And Gibson, he is already the projected starter for tomorrow's game against the Padres. And we're going to preview the Padres series in the 5 o'clock hour. But Steve, just quick numbers. Their offense has been terrible. We had Tony Gwynn Jr. on yesterday. He joins us every Thursday, and he's a part of the Padres radio network. He's just puzzled with how bad they've been. They're dead last in batting average, on base, slugging, OPS, and runs. So that should bode well for Trey Gibson.
He is, I love interviewing this kid, and I've been accused over the years, probably correctly, of being a homer on some of the prospects. I get to know these kids, Tim. I get to like them. I get to root for them. And so if I'm a little bit of a homer on some of these young kids, guilty as charged, that's the human element in me. I pull for guys like Trey Gibson, who are just quality people. I asked him about showing the poise he's shown so far. Listen to the interesting answer he gave me. He said, I think it's just knowing where my feet are, and when I am out there on that mound, it is pretty much everything I've been working for. So it's not a good idea to put a lot of stress on myself. I'm just trying to go out there and be carefree. I'm where I wanted to be as a kid growing up and as a teenager playing baseball. So I'm thinking I'd be doing my younger self a disservice if I'm stressed out there. Wow, what an mature answer. And it's not just words because he's doing it. And oh, by the way, after he pitches tomorrow, his next start projects to possibly be at Dodger Stadium. And it could be against Ohtani, maybe. Wouldn't that be something?
Jeez.
So Trey Gibson is up for it. I just think he might be here to stay. I don't know. Maybe not, but I love his talent. For me, he's a top 100 pitching prospect. He throws 94, 95, can touch a little more. All his pitches move and spin. I want to see the death ball more. If he gets that locked in like he did at AA, AAA last year, I think this kid could be pretty good.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Jerry Coleman's going to join us, the Be More Baseball podcast he does with our good buddy, Oriole Hall of Famer Mike Bordick. We'll talk O's and Ravens with Jerry. Speaking of the Ravens, coming up next, Ravens secondary was a big-time disappointment last year. Eric DeCosta has invested a ton of draft capital and a ton of cash in that group. Are they in for a bounce-back season this season? We'll tell you.
What happens next happens here. Baltimore Sports Radio.
That ball is out of here.
105.7 The Fan.
Traffic is brought to you by the Holloman Firm, the law firm where you matter.
I'm Justin Holloman from the Holloman Firm. When you're hurt in an accident or facing injustice, I'll stand with you as your dedicated advocate and be a friend in your corner. Remember to call me, Justin, for justice at the Holloman Firm, thehollomanfirm.com.
Hey, it's Rob Long. Join the Big Bad Morning Show broadcasting live Thursday the 18th from 6 to 10 a.m. at Elephant in the Room in Millersville. Kick off Father's Day weekend with a Southern breakfast, full bar, huge sports action, and awesome giveaways. See you Thursday the 18th at 6 a.m.
Hey, it's Carrington Harrison here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. While soccer is in the air, I'm going to take the over for the United States in their first game at 0.5 first half goals. In their last 11 World Cup games, they have scored in the first half in the last 8 of those. 11 first half shots against Germany, 8 against Senegal, Portugal, and Belgium earlier this year. They're going to shoot early and often. One of those goes in. Gives me first half goals, 0.5. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app today and please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with MGM National Harbor.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
This golf season, get fit for clubs with Baltimore County Golf and start improving your game. Plus, Baltimore County Golf gives you more golf with your golf purchase than other retailers. More range credits to practice with your new clubs. More rounds at Greystone and Woodlands to get out on the course. More money back to Advantage cardholders to spend in the golf shop or on lessons with any of our PGA professionals. Visit BaltimoreGolfing.com/getfit to make an appointment and get more golf for your club purchase this season. Get fit and get more with Baltimore County Golf.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, add 1 line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 1057 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 1057 The Fan. From the 1057 The Fan Traffic Center. Sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel, 295 northbound heavy from the Beltway to 95 and Russell Street, and 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. Disabled vehicle just before the tunnel is on the left side. I-97 northbound at Route 450 crash on the right side. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalace. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, a little familiarity. Obviously, was with me at Notre Dame for a couple years. You know, Mike played at a high level in college. Some injuries, I think, derailed his NFL career, but, you know, having even that little experience helps a lot just coming into a situation like this. It's his first time in the league, so he kind of has a little taste of what it's like, but, you know, very technique-driven. I feel like that's, you know, more rare than people would think in the league to have a DB coach that really hones in on technique rather than just being an install king, making sure guys out there aren't just doing the right thing but doing it the correct way. So I think he's really good at that.
That was Kyle Hamilton talking about DB coach Mike Mickens, who clearly Jesse Minter and the Ravens targeted. Mike Mickens was one of the first assistant coaches that was hired by Jesse Minter. It was him and Dwayne Ledford, the offensive line coach. And Mickens, just some of his credentials. He spent the past 6 seasons at Notre Dame. Kyle was talking about the overlap there. Kyle played, obviously, his ball at Notre Dame while Mickens was the coach. And the Fighting Irish ranked 3rd in the nation in pass defense in 2023 and 4th in 24. They led the nation in pass efficiency defense in 23 and 24, and they finished 4th nationally last season with 21 interceptions. So maybe Mike Mickens can have a really positive effect on this young and talented secondary that took a step back last year, Steve. Marlon Humphrey had a really rough season after he was an all-pro in 2024, had the best season of his career in 24. Nate Wiggins, especially in the second half, really struggled. Both of them gave up the top 5 most receiving yards allowed in football last year. Malachi Starks, he's entering his second year, very young player. Kyle Hamilton there, Chidobe Awuzie, you ended up bringing him back. Awuzie was a real pleasant surprise for this football team. They brought in Jalen Hawkins from the outside. TJ Tampa, could this be the year that he figures it out? And they drafted Chandler Rivers in the 5th round, a guy see more in the slot. I know, Steve, that the pass rush definitely played into the secondary really struggling last year. They were 30th in passing yards allowed per game. The pass rush was really, really bad for the Ravens. You expect the pass rush to be better, and I fully expect this secondary to be better next year.
Well, they brought in Jesse Minter to be the head coach of the whole team, but we know defense is going to be a big focus. So, couple things here. First of all, Malachi Starks in year 2. If he has a tremendous leap forward, sometimes year 1 to 2 they do, and plays like the 27th pick in the draft, which he was, and Kyle Hamilton has, knock on wood, hard for here, a healthy year, and they make a great tandem in the safety position. And the other thing we don't know is how they will be deployed under Jesse Minter and the new staff. You mentioned a couple of the guys. Will there be some changes that bring out more that we didn't see in the past?
Well, I think Kyle Hamilton specifically, Steve, he's someone, the Jesse Minter effect is going to be felt by everyone. I think it's going to be especially so for Kyle Hamilton because when Minter was with the Chargers, they had Derwin James. And Derwin James, it looked like his career was on a serious downturn, had the worst year of his career prior to Minter coming in. Boom, he was back to an all-pro in 24 and 25, and they're used in different ways, that Swiss Army knife. If there's one knock on Kyle Hamilton's game, and he's an absolute stud, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see him get his hands on the football more. He had 4 interceptions in 2023, 1 interception the other 3 years combined. I'd like to see more turnovers forced, but you bring up a good point with Malachi Starks because it's not that he had a bad year last year, Steve. He didn't. It was fine, but year 2, I expect him to take a jump and maybe see some more impactful plays.
Yeah, definitely. And again, if these guys take to what they're doing on defense the way Lamar takes to Declan Doyle and the offense, okay, now you got something here. And so different side of the ball, different coaches, different chemistry they're building. But the chemistry on the offensive side played great this week. So in time, we're going to see how this defensive chemistry played. And you make the point that if we find out that the defensive line and linebackers generate mediocre pass rush, it'll be hard for the secondary to be exceptional. Usually that unit doesn't stand out if the front seven doesn't help them stand out. So this is all goes in concert, and it would be unlikely for us to be saying months from now, the secondary was great, but the guys in front of them were pretty mediocre.
Absolutely. They were bottom 5 in football in sacks. They were bottom 5 in football in pressure rate. They just couldn't get after the quarterback. And you just need to look at the final game that the Ravens played. Aaron Rodgers sitting back there eating a sandwich and just throwing the ball all over the yard. But how about Brian Wacker earlier in the show, Steve, saying that Declan Doyle could be a head coach in a year or two? He's 30.
I said he's the star of the last couple of days, and Brian confirmed that.
Yeah.
I mean, and this guy's Lamar's age, right? Essentially.
Yes.
Is he maybe even younger?
Less than a year difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it also a true stat I saw this week that the 2 years Lamar worked with a first-year new coordinator, he was MVP?
That is a fact. Greg Roman in 2019, he was unanimous, and Todd Monken in 2023 won MVP as well. Look, this is going to be a revenge tour for Lamar Jackson, for the Ravens. They're coming off their most disappointing season in franchise history for me, considering the expectations. Lamar, and he was banged up, and that contributed to the not Lamar level of play. I think this team's going to be extremely motivated. I think Lamar's going to be extremely motivated, and the contract situation plays a role, and we're going to get into that later on in the hour at 4:45. Tim Kirchin is joining us at the top of the hour. We're really fired up to talk to Tim. Tim was in Baltimore. He was at Camden Yards Tuesday for the Orioles-Mariners game on ESPN Radio. Tim Kirchin joins us at 5, but coming up next, it's Jerry Coleman, Be More Baseball podcast with Oriole Hall of Famer Mike Bordick. We're going to talk O's and Ravens with Jerry next.
Wherever the Orioles season takes you.
Say goodbye to this ball.
Download the free Odyssey app and hear reactions to all the biggest moments. Download it today and search 1057 The Fan.
Traffic is sponsored by the Ouch Guy, 877-OUCH-911.
Ouch! You got hurt and didn't call 877-OUCH-911? Honey, even I know which attorney to call when you're injured.
Grandma's right. I'm the attorney that gives a shit. Follow Grandma's advice and call 877-OUCH-911 or OUCHGuy.com.
Sponsored by UBO. We make workflow. UBO streamlines document workflow and maximizes output. Think of us as your business technology experts, where satisfaction isn't just a promise, it's a part of our culture. Get started at ubeo.com today.
Attention Bel Air, Plaza Ford is now Bob Belford of Bel Air, and we are celebrating with our massive summer sales bash. Score hot summer deals on Ford F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and more. Shop BobBelAirFord.com or call 410-318-3100 today.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread yard work, in 90-degree weather.
Wow, it is a scorcher out there today.
With a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should get NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Meet Sophia, a huge soccer fan. With her Real Unlimited from Total Wireless, she's streaming 3 games, video calling her cousin in Mexico,
and running the quiniela all on my new Samsung Galaxy.
She's practically running the whole tournament from her phone.
Good thing I have Total Wireless.
Switch to Total Wireless Total Max 5G or All Access plans to get on a network that won't put you second. Plus, a Samsung Galaxy on us. Total Wireless, your own Real Unlimited. Offer ends 7/8/2026 or while supplies last. Device taxes and fees may apply.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
Hey Birdland, the biggest soccer event of the summer is almost here, and the crossover kit is back. Hit the yard on Saturday, June 13th, as the Orioles host the San Diego Padres at 4:05. Be one of 15,000 fans to receive an Orioles soccer jersey presented by Point Breeze Credit Union. Don't miss out on scoring this must-have soccer jersey or rooting on the red, white, and blue in your Baltimore Orioles all summer long. Get tickets at Orioles.com/tickets.
At the Y, zero join fee means zero waiting to make summer plans. Zero excuses to miss pool season. Zero reason for summer fun to just be for the kids. Join the Y today with $0 join fee to swim, lift, stretch, grow all summer long with full access to fitness, programs, and pools. Zero join fee means this summer is going to be a blast. Don't miss the summer membership special going on now at joinymaryland.org.
Memorial Day savings start now at Bel Air Hyundai. Save with 0% 60-month financing and make no payments for 90 days. Online at BelAirHyundai.com.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel, 295 northbound heavy from the Beltway to 95 in Russell Street, and 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel, and there's a disabled vehicle just before the tunnel on the left side. 395 southbound before I-95, accidents on the right side, and I-97 northbound at 450, there's a crash. That's on the right side. Watch for police direction. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
From the OutchGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
Tyler Wells had his best relief outing of the season last night against the Mariners. Wells completed 3 shutout innings and had a 41% whip rate.
I would say so. I wasn't really aware of much of the swing and miss piece of it. I was more just really happy with the way that I was able to go out there and execute our plan. Being able to kind of go into the dugout and work with Clemic and, for multiple innings was always a good time.
Shane Baz will be on the bump tonight in the series opener against the Padres. Last time out versus the Blue Jays, Baz allowed 5 runs, only 1 earned, across 5 2/3 innings. San Diego will start Griffin Canning. BBT, presented by Jerry's Home Services with Bob Haney and Ryan Ripken, gets underway at 6, live from Pickles Pub. The NBA Finals will continue tomorrow as the Knicks try to secure their first championship since 1973. New York won Game 4 over the Spurs after overcoming a 29-point deficit with a final score of 107-106 to take a 3-1 series lead. You can catch all of the action of Game 5 on The Fan, beginning with pregame coverage tomorrow night at 7:30. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the mid-90s with an overnight low of 67. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 89. I'm Tim Barbalese, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalese. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
Set to welcome the Padres to town. 7:05 first pitch. Game 1 of a 3-game series tonight. Baltimore baseball tonight with Bob Haney and Ryan Ripken. They take over immediately after us at 6, live from Pickles Pub. But joining us now, Jerry Coleman. He's a legend around these parts, Steve.
That's what he tells me.
Be More Baseball podcast with our buddy Mike Bordick.
Yes.
Be More Football podcast with Mike Preston.
I know
that
he's
gets
a legend
underway
in
soon.
Sarasota, Florida. That I do know.
Oh, for sure. Jerry joins us now. And Jerry, we were talking earlier this hour, Gunnar Henderson. It's hard to wrap my mind around the fact that he has a sub 700 OPS. And it's June 12th. We're 70 games in at this point, Jerry. We keep waiting for him to break out, Will he?
Tim and Steve, I thought he was prepared to have a monster season, and I thought it was going to start with the World Baseball Classic. We had Jim Palmer on the podcast this week. He speculated maybe things got a little discombobulated there, where he thought he was going to play shortstop ahead of Bobby Witt, and maybe that played with his mind. But there has to be something going on that we don't know about, because this isn't the same Gunnar Henderson that we have seen throughout his career. And the frustration at times, you can see it with his body language and facial language, especially after a strikeout or a failed attempt with runners in scoring position. He's such a great guy to be around, and he calls you sir still, which is, makes you feel 100 years old. I don't know what it is. I wish I did. I wish I could, solve it for him, but it's been perplexing to see the way his season has gone this year, getting picked off at times and the base running mistakes, and every once in a while a defensive miscue. It's not the Gunnar Henderson we all know.
Jerry, what's your read on 70 games of Oriole baseball, and particularly like the last 20? We saw the team go 10-4. Then we saw them lose 4 in a row, and panic resurfaced in Birdland, and now they've won 2 in a row. I mean, are they trending up, or haven't they shown us enough to say that yet?
I wish I could tell you, Steve. I mean, it's a proverbial box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're going to get. This is a team that has gone toe-to-toe with the Rays and the Yankees. This is a team that, has played everyone in the division very tough at times. Yet they're 9.5 games out of first place, and they can't win 4 games in a row. And I've said, on various shows on this station, until they win 4 games in a row, I don't know how you can take them very seriously. There was a time where they didn't lose a series for a long period of time. But, the inconsistency is also as mind-boggling as Gunnar Henderson's season.
Jerry Jackson Holiday, he's got 21 games under his belt so far. Obviously, his season got delayed. 3 separate rehab assignments due to the hamate surgery. What have you thought of Jackson so far?
I mean, I've heard, people talk about his bat speed slowing down. Maybe it has because of the injury. I feel like, he just got off not on the wrong foot, the wrong hand, and the setbacks have really hampered him. But I think, there's still time to turn his season around. Had the grand slam the other night, starting to play a little bit better defense there at second base, makes his mistakes, still is going to make mistakes at a young level, in terms of age and where he is. But I still haven't given up on him. I mean, he's a one of one. He's a guy I think that can be a mainstay around here, but just needs a lot more playing time and still a lot more seasoning.
What's your take observing Craig Albernaz is so different managing and say that Earl Weaver's day, 2 pressers a day, the cameras are always there, had the little whatever we're calling it that happened with Samuel Basayo. First year manager, Jerry, very experienced in the game, very respected in the game. But what do you see 70 games in, first-year skipper?
Yeah, I see a guy who's still trying to find his way with his first managerial job, how to handle a clubhouse. It seems like everyone has his back. It was a little bit of a misstep to call out a player publicly. I thought a lot of that could have been done behind closed doors, and you don't need to challenge a player's toughness or whether or not he's injured. It was bizarre to see Samuel Basayo go down in a load of pain, and you think he's going to be out for maybe a week or 2 or even longer, and he's back in the lineup the very next day. So there has been some drama surrounding that. If that's his worst hiccup, then so be it. I mean, I think he's done a pretty solid job in trying to keep this team together and realizing that, you're dealing with a fan base that is very hungry, and a fan base that thought that they were on the verge of going somewhere with the previous manager. And I'm talking about Brandon Hyde and a team that won its division and, or at least earned a wild card spot and, a former manager of the year. So the expectations were raised just a couple of years ago, and now they have to regroup and try and get back to that level. And he's fighting to get there, Steve.
We're speaking to Jerry Coleman. It's Inside Access. Tim Barblais, Steve Mileski on 105.7 The Fan. Jerry, let's flip to the Ravens. You've covered every single OTA, every single mandatory minicamp of the Ravens since their inception, 1996. But no pads. It's hard to take a ton from the on-field product. But was there anything that you were able to glean from mandatory minicamp this week or any of the press conferences?
Yeah, I would just, say right now, I'm reserving all judgment, but you look to see who's in shape, and Calais Campbell, for a guy who's, 40 years old, is in incredible shape. All the guys seem to be in incredible shape. And I was most really impressed with the attendance, because we haven't seen that kind of attendance at OTAs in years. And we know why, because John Harbaugh had been around. At the new coaching staff, I think the players are a lot more committed. And I'm putting this season more so on the players than the new coaching staff that's coming in. It's a lot of the same players that are returning that had Super Bowl expectations. I was surprised at the unusual number of starters that weren't out at the mandatory OTA on the field I'm talking about. Not having Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers was kind of bizarre, but Lamar sounds like he's ready to go. I mean, he was ready to go to New York City immediately after that practice was over. And I'm sure he was really happy that Tyler Loop made a 40-yard field goal. So all the meetings that were set to go on after practice for about 25 minutes were canceled. So that's why Lamar, I guess, got to the streets of Manhattan so quickly. But, we'll see how they all look in terms of shape. Jesse Minter indicated there's not going to be a conditioning test for a lot of the veterans when they return in about 5 weeks, Towings Mills. And we'll see where Nnamdi Madubuike is, because I did get my head chewed off for asking Roquan Smith about that the other day, even though I heard Calais Campbell and Roquan both mention Nnamdi glowingly, so I thought it would be a natural to follow up and ask about the guy, but apparently not to some there in the castle.
Jerry, try to play by the rules here of the Ravens, all right?
Don't ask about that player, yes.
Well, hopefully they're okay with me asking you about Tyler Loop, because I'd like to ask you about him. So here's the question. I saw the clip that they put out, him talking about missing the kick in Pittsburgh and moving on. For me, that's almost a no-win spot for that kid. If he says I was devastated for 3 months, everybody's like, geez, man, come on, move on. We need you to make the next kick. And he kind of act like it's not that big a deal. I told my family and friends I'm good. Thanks for checking in on me and all that, but I'm good. My process is fine. I kind of like that answer, because I would rather he say that than the former. What did you make of how he answered that question?
I agree with that, and I will say I decoded it this way, that, he took a lot of abuse on social media and didn't want to talk about it in that manner. But when he talks about his friends and family having his back, those aren't the trolls on social media that are coming after him. And we won't know how he reacts to any of this until there's, a full stadium and he's kicking in a meaningful game at a meaningful time again. So, he's said and done all the right things. They're supporting this guy. I don't think they're going to bring in another kicker to compete with him too harshly, because Randy Brown has been working with them all during the offseason. He's the guy that went out and scouted him and found him and implored the Ravens to go ahead and draft him. So I think they're hoping that he just bounces back from that. Obviously, a lot was put on him because everyone thinks, he cost John Harbaugh his job. But as Steve Bisciotti told us all, no. I mean, it just held on to his job for another week.
Jerry, you say it every week, man. You're the authority on the NBA. What did you think about that crazy comeback by the Knicks the other day?
Was it a comeback or
a choke? Combination.
I mean, if I'm the Knicks, I made sure that before Wemby and De'Aaron Fox left New York, they would get game balls from the team, because they really contributed to that 30-point second half, and the fact that they couldn't close, whether it be at the free throw line or just dribbling the ball out, instead of trying to go in and make a layup and be a hero, De'Aaron Fox, or stop shooting three-pointers. The three-point shooting was just inexplicable. And, 81-52 is now the NBA equivalent of 28-3 at the Super Bowl, because that's what everyone's going to remember. You had an 81-52 lead and you scored 30 points in the second half. I would say the Spurs aren't dead just yet, but they're on life support.
Jerry, you've covered so many stars over the years, but maybe none bigger than LeBron James. And LeBron James said that he's taken no one over him in terms of being the GOAT of basketball. What did you think of the King's comments the other day?
Oh, I'm so glad you gave me an opportunity to address this, because this I thought flew under the radar too much. I mean, he got hammered a little bit, but not enough. For him to come out and declare himself the GOAT and say that Magic Johnson or Shaquille O'Neal or Michael Jordan or Kobe would have said that about themselves, show me where they have said that. Show me any indication where Michael Jordan ever declared himself the greatest of all time at any point in his life, much less while he was still playing. LeBron is on an island with this. I mean, he has declared himself the greatest of all time while still playing, and he's going to drag it out one last year with this retirement tour with whatever team wants to take on his ego and his son.
Jerry, what's going on? Be More Baseball podcast. You said you got Jim Palmer on, right?
We did. And, Jim, he doesn't like to sugarcoat things. No dancing around any topic with Jim, even if you don't ask him about it. He may answer it for you. So Jim is the guest this week, and also Mike Bordick chimes in about the whole Albernaz-Basayo situation. So you can see it or hear it at Be More Sports Pod, Be More Sports Pod. Put it in the search engine. I have checked out your podcast as well, guys. I think you guys do a great job. You two with Brad do an excellent job. And I don't know, maybe we can have like a 3-on-3 or 3-on-2 type competition.
There we go.
Mini golf or something. I don't know.
I like it. And the Be More Football podcast won't be that much longer, right? You and Preston?
Yep. We are getting started in August with the Baltimore Sun, just like in conjunction with the baseball podcast. So that's going to get going as well with Mike Preston season 2.
Tell Mike Preston Towson University still loves him.
That's right. I will tell him that. Not as much as the Ravens, but maybe.
Jerry, thanks, man. We'll talk next week.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks.
All right.
And I'll hang up on myself right now.
As always. You hear that, Alex? Coming up at the top of the hour, the legend, Tim Kirchin. Back-to-back legend guest list. How about that? Jerry Coleman.
He might be bigger than Jerry. I don't know.
He might be. Timmy is going to be joining us at the top of the hour. But coming up next, we're going to get back into Lamar Jackson and his contract situation because Patrick Mahomes, he got a new mega deal. Could that spur some action between the Ravens and Lamar to get a new deal done? We'll tell you next.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan. This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Presented by Prevagen. Prevagen made for your brain. The World Cup kicks off tonight for the U.S. men's national team as they take on Paraguay in Los Angeles. They are slight favorites to win the group at plus 145, just ahead of Turkey, followed by Paraguay and then Australia. The U.S. are favorites to win tonight's game as well in Los Angeles. With a new expanded field this year, hey, Team USA, just don't embarrass us. I'm Adam Abdallah.
105.7 The Fan studios are driven by Anderson Automotive, Buick, GMC, and Honda. It's miles for miles at AndersonAutomotive.com.
The final is here and both teams are set, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. Last week, New York was trading at 54% to beat San Antonio, meaning a $100 trade could pay out over $186 if they take the title. Want to know what they're at today? Check Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market, and as the odds move, you can buy in or out anytime. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk. It may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Traffic is brought to you by the hometown team of Science and Kirk.
Mike Bordick here. I know a little something about a winning team. If you're hurt, call the hometown team of Science and Kirk. Don't let an auto accident take you out of the game. If you have a phone, you have a lawyer. YouHaveALawyer.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
From backyard barbecues to homegrown herbs, the best parts of summer start at Lowe's. Right now, get 3 Fairy Morse 1.3 quart vegetables and herbs for just $12. Plus, get 4 bags of Miracle Grow 0.75 cubic foot garden soil for only $10. Whether you're planting something new or giving your garden a refresh, now's the time to make the most of your outdoor space. Save more on what you need this summer at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. Lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
The final is here and both teams are set, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. Last week, New York was trading at 54% to beat San Antonio, meaning a $100 trade could pay out over $186 if they take the title. Want to know what they're at today? Check Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market, and as the odds move, you can buy in or out anytime. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk. It may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
that hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center. Sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
Inner loop of the Beltway heavy off and on between 95 and Security Boulevard. Slows on the inner loop again off and on through Towson between Charles Street and Dulaney Valley Road. 95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. Accident past Washington Boulevard on the right side. 295 northbound heavy from the Beltway to 95 and Russell Street. 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. Disabled vehicle just before the tunnel on the left side. 895 southbound before East Lombard Street, clearing a disabled vehicle from the left side. 395 southbound before I-95, the accidents on the right side. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalese. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
I was thinking about how I was going to respond to this question if I got it. But, I'm going to give you the same answer I always give. I just want to keep those conversations private, We restructured the deal, and that's what we have right now.
That was Lamar Jackson a week or so ago during OTAs, and that was the first time Lamar had met with the media since the Ravens season coming to an end in Pittsburgh. So you got to ask the question, hey, Lamar, the owner of the team, Steve Bisciotti, in his end of the season press conference said that he put it out there, Steve. we want Lamar to have a new contract prior to the start of the league year. The owner made that as clear as day, and that didn't happen. And they had to restructure the deal, like Lamar said, because they needed to create that salary cap space in order for Eric DeCosta to make moves this offseason. So fast forward to yesterday, 2 days ago, Patrick Mahomes, he agreed to a new contract extension that added close to $240 million in new money. The new contract kicks in 27. They added 2 more years to the deal. And remember, Mahomes, he was working on a 10-year contract extension that he signed way back when for, at that time, $450 million, additional $50 million in incentives. So sometimes this can spur another contract. It happened the first go around, for example, Steve. Jalen Hurts, he signed a contract extension. Lamar signed within a week, because it gives you something to work off of. Right. And the new money annually, $64 million per year. That beats Dak Prescott, who was the highest paid annually at $60 million. So could Lamar work off that Mahomes deal, or do you think he ends up waiting until next year?
Let me ask you a question, Tim. Lamar still has no agent, represents himself, correct?
Correct.
And this is going to be hard for you to answer, maybe for anybody to answer. Do the Ravens see that, him not having an agent, as good for negotiations or bad for negotiations? See, hard to answer, right?
I think it's probably both sides. And look, Eric DeCosta, he's been on the record. Like, hey, I love Lamar Jackson, the player, but dealing with Lamar Jackson, the agent, can be difficult. Eric has said
having an agency might make this a smoother process.
Sure, and that was a huge talking point the first go around. But, as a rebuttal, Steve, I do have to admit, he clearly did well for himself. Right. He got this contract, and in the contract that he signed, he's the one who created himself this type of leverage. He put in a no franchise tag clause. He put in a no trade clause. So clearly he had some advisors. Yes.
Beyond his mom, I'm guessing.
I'm blanking on his name. I apologize. But there was someone that used to work for the NFLPA, and we actually had him on this show multiple times, and he was like the head, and him and Lamar were in constant communication. So, yes, it wasn't like Lamar was completely flying blind on this.
Right. So I don't know what that means to what's to come in the next year, but the deal, the magnitude of Mahomes' deal, I can't imagine someone doing that on their own. Now, obviously, he's not completely on his own, as you just detailed, but that just seems you got to bring some others in on this thing.
Well, Steve, it's unprecedented, right? Like, there's players that have not had agents. Perfect example. Marlon Humphrey superstar But the difference is, you're talking a superstar QB, multiple MVP.
$500 million.
There has never been a player of Lamar Jackson's caliber to not have an agent.
Could you imagine Juan Soto doing the deal he did? We had lunch and figured it out. I wrote some things on a napkin and we took care of it.
Yeah. Well, coming up at 5:15, we're going to preview the Orioles-Padres series. Padres have been a really disappointing club, especially of late. Their offense has been non-existent. But coming up next, Tim Kirchin. He's covered baseball for forever. He's with ESPN. Tim was just here at Camden Yards a couple days ago. How would Tim size up this Orioles team through 70 games? He's going to tell us next.
This is the Fan, baby. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Taking a look way ahead to Week 1 in pro football, Chicago, a 2.5-point road favorite at Carolina, total in the game, 45.5. And what I would really like in this game, and I know we're 4 months out, is Carolina +3. Chicago, great season last year, probably got a little lucky. +3 would be a bet. with Carolina. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
So Ryan and I came to the decision to get life insurance when I was pregnant with our first son. He really wanted us to be taken care of if something happened to him. He provided for our family in life and also after his death. I think that would make him proud. Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance. Apply in minutes and get same-day coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This summer, treat yourself and taste the Baltimore tradition that is the legendary Costas Inn. You can visit their newest location at the Timonium Fairgrounds and enjoy all of your favorites from the original Costas Inn. And when you swing by there, make sure you tell them that Jeremy Kahn sent you.
Look who has extra pep in their step.
Well, I just finished my to-do list. I went to Giant and got groceries for the week, and I was even able to pick up everything for those barbecues and pool parties we have planned. You know what's even better?
What?
I get money back on the entire trip.
How are you doing that?
By using Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app where I earn cash back on groceries, gas, and dining out. They even gave me a cashback bonus on my first trip to Giant.
So that extra pep comes from all that cash back. Looks like I need to download Upside.
You really do.
Roll into summer with a full grocery cart and extra cash back. Download Upside and use promo code CHARM04 to earn an extra $10 cash back on your first purchase at Giant. That's promo code CHARM04 for an extra $10 cash back. Remember, use promo code CHARM04.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
BetMGM Sportsbook is making the world's game more exciting than ever before. Win a share of $500K in bonus bets for every goal the U.S. team scores during the tournament. It's easy. Log in to your BetMGM Sportsbook account to receive a Gold Rush Grand Prize qualifying token. Then place a pregame straight bet of at least $5 on the U.S. team's match with your token attached. For every goal the U.S. team scores in that match, you'll earn a share of $500K in bonus bets. That's right, $500,000 in bonus bets per goal. Get in on tournament action with BetMGM and win a share of $500K in bonus bets for every goal the U.S. men's team scores. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please play responsibly in partnership with MGM National Harbor.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spring has a way of getting us moving again. Walks after dinner, weekends outside, time with the people we love. Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. If your feet are slowing you down, visit a Good Feet store near you and see how personally fit arch supports can get you back to living the life you love.
1057 The Fan is a proud media partner of CFG Bank Arena. Visit cfgbankarena.com for a list of upcoming events.
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 1057 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutchGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
Adley Rutschman was back in the lineup for the first time since Sunday. Last night against the Mariners, he made his presence felt with 2 hits with runners in scoring position and drove in 3 runs. Manager Craig Albernaz was happy to see Rutschman back contributing.
Got great at-bats. He doubled on the right field line, but also Adley has the ability to take a pitch away, and when he's either hand in this, but when he's up lefty and shoot that hole, and it was a big RBIs that we needed to get a 2-run cushion.
The O's homestand rolls on as the team welcomes the Padres to town in the start of a 3-game series tonight. The starting pitching matchup features Shane Baz opposite Griffin Canning. Baltimore baseball tonight presented by Jerry's Home Services with Bob Haynie and Ryan Ripken gets underway at 6, live from Pickles Pub. The NBA Finals will continue tomorrow as the Knicks try to secure their first championship since 1973. New York won Game 4 over the Spurs after overcoming a 29-point deficit with a final score of 107-106 to take a 3-1 series lead. You can catch all of the action of Game 5 on The Fan, beginning with pregame coverage tomorrow night at 7:30. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the mid-90s with an overnight low of 67. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 89. I'm Tim Barbalas, Ravens, Terps, and you're home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalas. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
Orioles picked up a series split against the Mariners, lost the first 2 games, won the final 2. Padres in town for the start of a 3-game series tonight, 7:05 first pitch. But someone who was at Camden Yards for a game of the Mariners series, Tim Kirksham, who covers MLB for ESPN. And Tim, Orioles are 70 games through the season. How would you size them up?
I'm a little confused, I will say that. I asked a bunch of people the other night when I was at the game, are the Orioles any good? It was hard to tell. And it's still hard to tell. But the point is this. They're playing a little bit better lately. They have not had a good season, but they're only 2 games out of the 3rd wild card spot. You have to think some things are going to get better from here. So I'm not about to say, oh, the Orioles aren't going to go to the playoffs. They don't have a chance. No, in the American League, almost anything is possible. The Yankees are good. The Rays are good. Seattle's going to be really good before this is over. But the rest of the American League is pretty much out there. And that's why you can't give up on the Orioles. You just have to say, all right, they got to pitch better. They got to score. Well, they've scored some runs lately. They just have to pitch a lot better, do some things better, get some people healthier, and go from there.
So Tim Barbalas, Tim Kirksham knows anytime he and I are on any airwaves together, I've always got to mention we date back to the Washington Star, the late, great Washington Star, when Timmy was covering the Alexandria Dukes, and I was sitting on the desk in Washington learning about being in the media business. So, Tim, it's great to have you on with me today.
Yes. Steve, no one's brought up the Alexandria Dukes for 30 years for me, but those were the days.
Well, probably 5 times in the last 30 years, and each time it was me.
You, yeah. I went into Dave Smith was the famous sports editor at the Washington Star, and I went in and said, I want to cover the Dukes. And he looked at me and he goes, well, I'm so glad you volunteered because I couldn't find anyone else who was interested in doing it. But my interest in that team, and I covered them for 2 years, when the Major League beat writing job came up with the Rangers in 1982, Dave Smith was the boss, and he recognized this little dope is the only one who cared about baseball enough to go cover an A-ball team, and that's how I ended up being a full-time beat writer, as he recognized how many times I went out to that dinky little park at Alexandria and had a great time.
Young kids everywhere, there's your lesson for the day from Tim Kirksham, who turned the Alexandria Dukes coverage into what he's become, which is a massive presence in the industry of baseball. And Timmy, here in Birdland right now, as you said, we don't know how good this team is yet. We're still trying to figure it out. And furthermore, you've got Mike Elias, and they fired their manager last year. They got a new one this year. Now all the criticism seems to be directed at him. Above him is an ownership group that's kind of new. There's just so much potential for good and bad here in the next few months in Birdland. Do you see it that way? Is Mike Elias much more maybe in peril, his future here, than it was a few months ago?
Yeah, peril might be a little bit of a strong word, but the microscope obviously is on him now. After firing Brandon Hyde last year, he brings in his own guy, and now this team has to really make some progress. And I think it will, fellas. Sorry, I just can't see Gunnar Henderson with an OPS under 700 and a batting average under 220. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how Taylor Ward's been a pretty good offensive player. He's got a bunch of hits. He's only got 3 homers. They brought him in to hit 30, and that simply hasn't happened yet. I mean, I just didn't see Trevor Rogers with an ERA, over 6 at this point. So these are the perplexing things that go on with every team in baseball all the time. I'm in Toronto right now getting ready to do radio tomorrow, Yankees and Blue Jays, and people are wondering what has happened to Vladimir Guerrero. These are the questions that happen all the time in baseball, and sometimes it takes 162 games to get them answered, and the Orioles are only 70 games into trying to find those answers.
Well, Tim, to that point, I think a lot of Orioles fans were asking that question about Adley Rutschman. What has happened with Adley Rutschman? The prior year and a half, he did not look like himself at all. But boy, has this been a bounce-back year for Adley Rutschman, who, Tim, I guess you could say he's got a real good shot at playing in that All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, he's got an OPS, I think, of almost 850 now, which is really good. And again, to take a few days off, not play Sunday, and then have a game like he had last night was really, really important. You know, when he had the terrible second half of the season 2 years ago, I had a long chat with him in spring training, and I thought, all right, this guy's got it figured out. And then he had 2 homers on opening day, and it still was a really subpar season. Again, the beauty of baseball is how I thought this guy would be a star player for 10 years. And then he had a year and a half where he just didn't figure it out. And now the light seems to have gone back on. That's the one thing I've learned among a million things over the years is the light goes on and off in this sport more than any other sport, and usually without explanation. And he's a perfect example. How could he struggle like that for a year and a half? And what has he done to get back to where he is? But maybe he's back. And if so, the Orioles are in way better shape than they were last year.
So Tim Barbalace and Tim Kirk, and when I say Tim, I feel like I'm addressing two of you, and I am. Tim, on the phone lines, how did it come that you did a show with your son? Because if you're a baseball fan and the algorithm knows you're a baseball fan, you can't scroll social right now without seeing clips of Tim and Jeff, and that show is gold, man. It's so great. How did that show come about?
Well, Jeffrey has been telling me for years, Dad, we got to do this. And the timing just wasn't right. So we just took the plunge. We're in our 3rd year now, and it's been so much fun to work with my son. And our podcast, purposely, our motto is we laugh and we learn. We're no heavy lifting here, no hot takes. We don't want to be like every other radio show out there. So we have a great time. And Jeffrey is a good baseball fan, but he doesn't know what I know because I don't know anything else. I know basketball, baseball, and sitcoms from the 60s, and that's about it for me. But he is so well-rounded. He knows music and pop culture, and he's a wizard at technology. So it's so good that I can tell him a story about, Stan Musial or Bob Gibson or somebody like that, and he reacts like, really spontaneously, like, I didn't know that. If he knew all the stories, the show wouldn't be as good. So I think we're a pretty good team, and we don't take ourselves too seriously, that's for sure.
And the podcast is called Is This a Great Game or What? It's part of the Foul Territory Network, Steve. Birdland
we know
Territory.
Something about
yes,
that.
A free plug there. We're talking to Tim Kirchin, who covers MLB for ESPN. It's Inside Access on the Fan. Tim Barbalace and Steve Molesky. Tim, you're the best historian of this game, and a question that we were asking earlier, the All-Star game. Gosh, when is it going to come back to Baltimore? We know that there was the Masson dispute there for a while. Obviously, that's been resolved. It's a new ownership group. 2027, it's going to be Wrigley Field, and Orioles fans are really clamoring for the game to come back in 2028. Do you envision the All-Star Game returning to Baltimore sooner rather than later? It's been since '93.
Yeah, I mean, this is, 33 years now, and the All-Star Game in Baltimore that year was unforgettable. I'll never forget sitting in the aux box in the left field press box out there. And during the home run derby, they were hitting home runs over my head into the upper tank there. It was amazing, and it was a really fun game. So, yes, and people need – look, I'm hopelessly biased here, but people need to recognize how important Camden Yards has been to where ballparks have gone. I mean, all these great parks, Pittsburgh, Seattle, San Francisco, all of them pretty much followed the lead of Camden Yards. And to look this good after this many years, I think we need to bring the All-Star Game back here. It's a great thing for the sport, and of course, it would be a great thing for the city of Baltimore and the Orioles.
Some people may not know, or may be young like my co-host today, and may have this before his day when Tim Kirkshin covered the Orioles for the Baltimore Sun. It was just a great beat reporter, and obviously he's gone on to even bigger things in his career. But Timmy, what years was that, and what remembrances come back to you when you think about that?
Well, I covered a little in 79, more in 80, a lot more in 81, but I was the everyday beat guy from 86 through 89. And I have a million memories of that time. That was the best job that I've ever had in the business because I was writing every day, and I was writing for a newspaper where everybody in Baltimore seemed to really care about the Orioles, win or lose. I saw Cal Ripken play every game during that time, which was really, really special. And I also covered, of course, the 88 Orioles who lost their first 21 games. I mean, I could tell you 100 stories about the 0-21 start, but there were just so many great things. But I will just never forget the passion of the people in Baltimore. When they came home in 88 with a 1-23 record, from Chicago after that lengthy road trip, Freddie Lynn said on the bus, "You guys better wear helmets because they're going to throw rocks at us when we get home." And instead, Memorial Stadium was filled that night. The Orioles won, and that was when I recognized more than ever how important baseball was in Baltimore. I'll never forget that.
He's Tim Kirkshin, covers MLB for ESPN. Tim, we always appreciate you taking the time. Thanks.
Okay, my pleasure, fellas. Talk to you soon. See
you, Tim.
We'll see you. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Jacob Calvin-Meyer of the Baltimore Sun covers
another
the
good beat writer.
He'll be joining us then. But coming up next, we're going to preview the final series of the homestand. Orioles taking on the Padres next.
If you're thinking about it
every day,
we're talking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
105.7 The Fan.
Traffic is sponsored by the Ouch Guy. 877-OUCH-911.
Ouch.
You got hurt and didn't call 877-OUCH-911? Honey, even I know which attorney to call when you're injured.
Grandma's right. I'm the attorney that gives a shit. Follow Grandma's advice and call 877-OUCH-911 or OUCHGuy.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Schmidt Baking Company, part of the H&S family of bakeries.
The H&S family of bakeries brings you delicious favorites to enjoy, including 647 bread, potato rolls, Omega Me Crazy, and the classics like Schmidt Blue Ribbon Bread. Available at your favorite grocer. Schmidt Baking Company is your hometown baker.
Hey, it's Rob Long. Join the Big Bad Morning Show broadcasting live Thursday the 18th from 6 to 10 a.m. at Elephant in the Room in Millersville. Kick off Father's Day weekend with a Southern breakfast, full bar, huge sports action, and awesome giveaways. See you Thursday the 18th at 6 a.m.
Meet Sophia, a huge soccer fan. With her Real Unlimited from Total Wireless, she's streaming 3 games, video calling her cousin in Mexico,
and running the quiniela all on my new Samsung Galaxy.
She's practically running the whole tournament from her phone.
Good thing I have Total Wireless.
Switch to Total Wireless Total Max 5G or All Access plans to get on a network that won't put you second. Plus, a Samsung Galaxy on us. Total Wireless, your own Real Unlimited. Offer ends 7/8/2026 or while supplies last. Device taxes and fees may apply.
At the Y, zero join fee means zero waiting to make summer plans. Zero excuses to miss pool season. Zero reason for summer fun to just be for the kids. Join the Y today with $0 join fee to swim, lift, stretch, grow all summer long with full access to fitness, programs, and pools. Zero join fee means this summer is going to be a blast. Don't miss the summer membership special going on now at joinymaryland.org.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
I don't believe in bribing people. I want guys who do the right thing, simply because it's the right thing to do. It's why I have the best darn AC installers, service techs, and plumbers in the greater Baltimore area. But I'm also a realist about how hard it is to move jobs. So your buddy who works in air conditioning can make $3,000 to $5,000 signing bonus and get better coworkers and overall work life at Amazing Plumbing, Heating, and Air. But the real news is, if you successfully refer your buddy to Amazing, you'll get $1,000 for yourself as a thank you. Successfully means your buddy is the kind of guy who does the right thing because it's the right thing, has real experience as a service tech, installer, or a plumber, and does in fact sign with us. That's a big investment in hiring the right people, but investing in the right people always pays off. So if you're that person or you know them, give me a call at
Go to callamazing.com.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
Inner loop of the Beltway heavy off and on between 95 and Security Boulevard. Slows again on the inner loop off and on through Towson between Charles Street and Dulaney Valley Road. 95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. And 295 northbound, that's heavy from the Beltway to 95 and Russell Street. 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. 395 southbound before I-95, there's an accident on the right side. And US 50 eastbound through Annapolis at Route Boulevard. And medical emergencies on the right side. It's off and on delays from there to the Bay Bridge. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalese. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
Yeah, I think it's confidence is a big piece and feeling comfortable in, he's been throwing a ton of strikes and using all of his pitches too. Like, he's doing a great job of getting his changeup going as of late. The cutter, we all know about the four-seam fastball and the curveball, and also pairing that with his sinker as well. Like, he's been really efficient with his pitches, attacking the strike zone. I think he's just a really confident Shane right now.
That was manager Craig Albernaz not that long ago during his pregame press conference talking about tonight's starting pitchers, Steve. And Shane Baz heading into that last start was pitching awesome, amazing. A 2.33 ERA over his past 4 outings. He completed 6 innings in all 4 of them, 7 innings in 3 of the 4. Last one was the controversy, to say the least, Steve. The runner going outside of the base paths, and I don't think Shane Baz ever really recovered from that missed call, and I think it got the best of him. He went 5 2/3 innings. He gave up 5 runs, only 1 earned, but it was 5 scoreless heading into that inning, and then it kind of unraveled from there.
Well, Tim, the Orioles have, according to stats, 2 of the best starters in the American League, lowest ERA since May 20th. Noah Cameron, Kansas City, is first at 113. Logan Gilbert, Mariners, 157. We just saw him. Brandon Young is third, 169. Reed Detmers, 173. Shane Baz, 175. That's 5 earned runs over 25 2/3. We're seeing the 97. We're seeing the 98. We're seeing the big curveball. Can mix in some other secondaries. So he's starting to hit his stride. That was kind of an outlier outing because it just got to him, I guess. And, I think he's just going to flip the page and hopefully tonight get back to pitching well against a team that's just not hitting much.
I fully expect him to get back to what he was doing. I just think that call, it would have been a double play that got him out of that inning. It would have just been the 1 run instead of the 5. And gosh, I can still just picture him getting pulled and walking off and glaring at that second base umpire. Boy, was he upset. And he's going up against a Padres offense that has been, quite frankly, dreadful this season. They're dead last in the majors in batting average, on base, slug, OPS, and runs. Steve, they pitch well, 9th in team ERA. It's mainly the bullpen, 3rd in bullpen ERA, and Mason Miller's been spectacular this season, 56 strikeouts in 28 2/3 innings. But you look at some of these guys, Steve, with track record. Manny Machado, he has a 598 OPS, Steve. Jackson Merrill, local kid, 614 OPS. He's been really good in his first couple years of his career, but they're just getting nothing offensively.
Not much. Gavin Sheets has performed pretty well for them. Yeah. The Gilman youngster, 756 OPS, 111 OPS plus, not bad. Ramon Laureano's on the 60-day IL, and his OPS before that was 660. So we saw what Laureano did last year before the trade here in Baltimore. But Manny has, maybe he's getting near the end. I mean, he's only 33, but he's got negative WAR number right now via Baseball Reference. And Manny has not had a plus 800 OPS, I think, maybe since 22 or 3.
Steve, it might look like he's towards the end of his, being a top player, but he's still got a long way to go on that contract, man. What, another 7 years, 6 years? It's something crazy.
And 597 won't get it done. So I don't know what's going on with Manny. I mean, Manny was such a great player when he was here, 3rd pick in the draft. And that was the year Joe Jordan was the scouting director. And I remember him telling me before the draft, we're either going to get Jameson Taillon or Manny Machado. They're going to go 2 and 3. It's just a matter of who Pittsburgh wants. Pittsburgh took Taillon. The Orioles got Machado.
Manny has 7 more years remaining. After this year, Steve, he will be making $39 million in each of those seasons. That is a lot of money going his way, one way or another. Orioles set to take on the Padres, 7:05 first pitch. Baltimore baseball tonight at 6 with Bob Haynie, Ryan Ripken, live from Pickles Pub. But coming up next, it's Jacob Calvin Meyer, who covers the O's for the Baltimore Sun. Adley Rutschman, he was back in the lineup, made his presence felt immediately with 3 RBIs. How important is Adley Rutschman to this Orioles lineup? Jacob tells us next.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan.
Go with your local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. Visit petro.com or call 1-888-PETRO02.
To stay cool and save this summer, you need the best AC system tune-up and repair services. Go with your local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. For special offers, go to petro.com or call 844-482-2496 today.
Attorney Aaron Snyder here. Injured in an accident? Call Cohen, Snyder, and Eisenberg, 1-800-INJURED. Hi, this is Attorney Aaron Snyder. If you've been injured in an accident, Cohen, Snyder, and Eisenberg is here to help. With over 40 years of experience, we fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 1-800-INJURED for a free consultation or visit coseclaw.com, the people's choice.
During Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale, you could replace all your home's windows and get half of them free. Plus, you could get them with no money down and no payments or interest for 2 years. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. Always trusting Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Hey, it's Carrington Harrison here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Well, soccer is in the air. I'm going to take the over for the United States in their first game at 0.5 first half goals. In their last 11 World Cup games, they have scored in the first half in the last 8 of those. 11 first half shots against Germany, 8 against Senegal, Portugal, and Belgium earlier this year. They're going to shoot early and often. One of those goes in. Gives me first half goals, 0.5. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app today and please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with MGM National Harbor.
Look who has extra pep in their step.
Well, I just finished my to-do list. I went to Giant and got groceries for the week, and I was even able to pick up everything for those barbecues and pool parties we have planned. You know what's even better?
What?
I get money back on the entire trip.
How are you doing that?
By using Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app where I earn cash back on groceries, gas, and dining out. They even gave me a cashback bonus on my first trip to Giant.
So that extra pep comes from all that cash back. Looks like I need to download Upside.
You really do.
Roll into summer with a full grocery cart and extra cash back. Download Upside and use promo code CHARM04 to earn an extra $10 cash back on your first purchase at Giant. That's promo code CHARM04 for an extra $10 cash back. Remember, use promo code CHARM04.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. The teams you grew up with
Ravens are world champions.
are the ones shows you still love today. 105.7 The Fan. From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center. Sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. 295 northbound still heavy from the Beltway to 95 and Russell Street. And 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. US 50 eastbound at Rowell Boulevard. There's a medical emergency on the right side, and it remains heavy from there to the Bay Bridge. Inner loop of the Beltway heavy off and on between 95 and Security Boulevard. Then it slows again on the inner loop through Towson, off and on between Charles Street and Dulaney Valley Road. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
From the OutchGuide.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
Tyler Wells had his best relief outing of the season last night against the Mariners. Wells completed 3 shutout innings and had a 41% whiff rate.
I would say so. I wasn't really aware of much of the swing and miss piece of it. I was more just really happy with the way that I was able to go out there and execute our plan. Being able to kind of go into the dugout and work with Clemic and, for multiple innings was always a good time.
Shane Baz will be on the bump tonight in the series opener against the Padres. Last time out versus the Blue Jays, Baz allowed 5 runs, only 1 earned, across 5 2/3 innings. San Diego will start Griffin Canning. BBT, presented by Jerry's Home Services with Bob Haney and Ryan Ripken, gets underway at 6, live from Pickles Pub. The NBA Finals will continue tomorrow as the Knicks try to secure their first championship since 1973. New York won Game 4 over the Spurs after overcoming a 29-point deficit with a final score of 107-106 to take a 3-1 series lead. You can catch all of the action of Game 5 on The Fan, beginning with pregame coverage tomorrow night at 7:30. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the mid-90s with an overnight low of 67. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 89. This Fan Flash is sponsored by the Dr. Lairfield Smile Design Center. Call 410-321-1100 to schedule your appointment today. I'm Tim Barbalese, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalese. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
We are efforting to get Jacob Calvin-Meyer, who covers the O's for the Baltimore Sun, and we love Jacob, so I'm assuming something came up. But if we hear from him, you'll hear from him. In the meantime,
he was cutting jokes last night in the press box, man. He had a row of people in stitches.
Really?
I was thinking
stand-up routine?
Him and Luke Jones need to go out on the road and take that show out there somewhere.
Well, Orioles lineup has been out, Steve, and Taylor Ward, he's leading off in left field. Gunnar Henderson at shortstop, batting second. Adley Rutschman at catcher, batting third. Pete Alonso batting cleanup at first base. Samuel Basayo, he's DHing, batting fifth. Kobe Mayo, third base, batting sixth. Colton Cowser in center field, batting seventh. Tyler O'Neill in right field, batting eighth. And Jackson Holliday, second base, batting ninth. And Steve, earlier in the show, we were talking about Gunnar Henderson. And heck, even Tim Kirkshin brought up the fact that, we asked him, hey, how do you size up this team through 70 games? And he was basically saying, look, they obviously aren't performing to expectations, but it's not the end of the world because the American League has been bad this year. And he brought up Gunnar Henderson. Is Gunnar Henderson going to have a sub 700 OPS? He refuses to believe that.
I do too. And if he's sound and he's playing every day and he leads the majors in at bats, so he must be. Don't have an answer. No words anymore. He is not hitting the ball as hard as he used to. He's striking out a little bit more. He's walking a little bit less. The exit velocities, as I said, are not there for him right now. And not sure what the answer is, man. I felt like he was turning the corner a couple weeks ago. He had a 3-walk game recently, which Albernaz really liked, how he's tracking the ball. But he has some at-bats where, for instance, the other night, came up with the bases loaded, might have been 9th inning, 8th inning, swung at the first pitch, hit that ground ball to third. I think they got the out at home. They didn't score that inning. Bases loaded, no outs maybe. Then the first pitch, and here's what I look at, Tim. I don't ever mind a hitter swinging at the first pitch. I go look and see where the pitch was. If it was middle, a meatball, as you say, go get it. But that pitch was not even a strike. So Gunnar is having too many at-bats and where he is swinging at a pitch, sometimes missing it, that is not in the zone. Now, that's going to happen. All hitters are going to chase, and these guys are trained to get you out going strike the ball, but he's not locked in with his plate awareness right now.
I think that's been the thing that's been most frustrating, Steve, is we've seen, albeit minimal, but we've seen some stretches of Gunnar Henderson being Gunnar Henderson. And he had that stretch in April where he hit a handful of home runs in a week. And you mentioned those instances recently, but he hasn't been able to sustain it. It looks like, okay, maybe he's turning the corner. And then it's a downturn again. We just haven't seen him able to sustain. And something that's significantly out of character for Gunnar Henderson is when he is ahead in the count, he's batting 138, has an OPS of 580. You look at his career, Steve, and that, of course, includes these numbers. He's got an OPS over 1,000 when he's ahead in the count. So it's almost in half.
And like I was just saying, swinging sometimes at pitches that are not in the zone. In 2024, when he had that incredible year, he was in the top 16% of baseball in chase percentage, meaning he didn't chase the ball much. In 2026, he's in the bottom 27% in chase percentage, meaning he is chasing too much right now. So that StatCast page that would be all red for Aaron Judge is hardly any red for Gunnar. Bat speed's his best metric, but in all these others, squared up, chase percentage, K rate, walk rate, barrel percentage, expected stats, we're not seeing it. So what the results that we're seeing, Tim, that are sub-Gunnar stats, these metrics are telling us why. A lot is going wrong right now, but I'm such a believer in this young man's talents, and we've seen too much to think 70 games will play out for 162, but 70 games is a large sample size.
This isn't early on. This isn't April. This isn't May anymore. We're almost at the halfway point.
Note, by the way, Weston Wilson did clear out right waivers, elected free agency, however, though, in lieu of going to Norfolk. So it doesn't mean they can't retain him.
No,
but for now, he took free agency.
And that's more of a procedural thing where in some instances, we've seen Albert Suarez, for example, do that multiple times, elect for free agency, get back on the roster. But some notes, pregame notes from Craig Albernaz, and this to no surprise, Trey Gibson, he's going to stay in the rotation with Chris Bassett out. And Steve, you got a chance to talk to Trey Gibson yesterday. I'm really excited to see his start tomorrow against this struggling Padres offense, where Trey Gibson, you look at his career in the minors, Steve, he would get a ton of swing and miss, but we just haven't seen that in the limited sample size, 5 strikeouts in 17
But
innings.
we're going to see it because he's too good at these other pitches, and he's still finding his way. The one thing he did tell me about his most recent start, where we thought he got a bit of a quick hook and some inherited runs were packed on his record, that's the most comfortable he felt. He said about his comfort level, his body, everything felt in sync that night. And if you remember, he threw 4 scoreless until he ran into trouble in the 5th, and it kind of a quick hook. He was out of there. So I think Albernaz, based on the comments he's made about Trey Gibson this week, is a big fan of this kid. That quick hook notwithstanding, I think he and the organization showed us what they thought when they started him in Yankee Stadium. That says all you need to know. They were not shielding this kid from the best team in the league, or one of them, and we're going to see more quality out of him. And also, a good note here, Dylan Beavers, according to Rock's tweet, hit off a machine today. We'll take live BP Tuesday and Wednesday. So rehab assignments, well, you got Helsley's in the middle of one now, or he started one. Kramer's getting close to starting one. Dylan Beavers is getting close to starting one.
Yeah, Beavers is a great sign, Steve, and maybe you get into a situation where it's a good problem to have, but I wonder the outfield dynamic when he does get called back up, because, of course, Colton Cowser's swinging it a heck of a lot better than he was when Beavers initially went down with the injury. We know Leody Taveras has been really, really good for them. Taylor Ward's there. And, heck, I know it's a very small sample size, but even O'Neill's been picking it up a little bit.
A little bit, but one of these returnees might threaten his spot.
Sure.
Something might push him off the roster, and maybe I don't know if the Orioles are prepared to eat all that money. Would be over $20 million. You can't not put Dylan Beavers ahead of Tyler O'Neill
totally.
If he's ready to go. So that's what we say. Will the team say that? You could option Dylan Beavers. That would be really frustrating if he gets healthy enough to play and he doesn't make it back to the Major League roster.
Because Steve, he was doing well up until he went down. His OPS in the month of May, I think, was
I'd love to see
over 800.
Dylan Beavers and Jordan Westberg, if he was healthy in there every night, would really be nice in this lineup right now.
Well, no, Jacob Calvin-Meyer. I'm sure we will hear him on the program.
Was it something I said last night in the press box?
Maybe you didn't laugh enough at his jokes, Steve.
I thought I did. I thought I was a tremendous audience.
But I'm sure Jacob will join us at some point next week. We have one more break to go before we turn it over to Baltimore baseball tonight. Bob Haynie, Ryan Ripken live from Pickles Pub. We're going to put a bow on the show next. Get Steve's thoughts on his Vegas Golden Knights as well. What's going to happen
next
with
topic.
them?
What happens next happens here. Baltimore Sports Radio.
That ball is out of here.
105.7 The Fan. This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Game 5 tomorrow night in the NBA Finals, and for the first time since 1973, the New York Knicks have a chance to win an NBA championship. Teams are 37-1, went up 3-1 in the NBA Finals. That won the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers that came back and beat the Warriors. The Spurs are 5.5-point favorites in San Antonio tomorrow night. I'm Adam Abdallah.
105.7 The Fan studios are driven by Anderson Automotive, Buick, GMC, and Honda. It's miles for miles at AndersonAutomotive.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The final is here and both teams are set, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. Last week, New York was trading at 54% to beat San Antonio, meaning a $100 trade could pay out over $186 if they take the title. Want to know what they're at today? Check Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market, and as the odds move, you can buy in or out anytime. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Traffic is sponsored by Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes. Treat yourself to a famous Box Hill crab cake or ship anywhere in the U.S. Dine in, pick up, or now you can DoorDash Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes menu items right to your door. BoxHillPizzaRestaurant.com. Box Hill, best crab cakes in Maryland.
Traffic is brought to you by the hometown team of Science and Kirk.
Mike Bordick here. I know a little something about a winning team. If you're hurt, call the hometown team of Signs at Kirk. Don't let an auto accident take you out of the game. If you have a phone, you have a lawyer. YouHaveALawyer.com.
In some cases, shoulder and elbow pain can slow you down. In other cases, it can stop you in your tracks and prevent you from living your best life. Don't allow that to happen. The experts at Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland, a division of CAO, will provide the comprehensive care you need to keep your shoulders and elbows well and working. Schedule an appointment with one of our shoulder and elbow specialists quickly and easily at mdbonedocs.com. That's mdbonedocs.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Stop everything. Royal Farms is offering a deal you won't want to miss.
Better be good. I don't stop everything for just anything.
How about a 5-piece hand-breaded chicken tender meal with Rofo sauce?
Okay, I'm listening.
And Western fries made from Idaho potatoes.
Oh, legendary.
For just $10. Plus, get a free 32-ounce Snapple tea.
$10 and a free 32-ounce Snapple? Now that's worth stopping everything for. I'm headed to Royal Farms.
Smart thinking.
Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast.
The Colonel's cooked up a new $10 bucket of the day just for you. Monday, 24 nuggets for $10. Tuesday, 8-piece fried chicken for $10. Wednesday, 10 wings for $10. Thursday, 8 tenders for $10. Friday, 24 nuggets for... Ooh, you guessed it, didn't you? $10. The $10 bucket of the day deal. Every weekday. Only at KFC. It's finger licking good.
Prices and participation variable. Supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra.
Another app for inventory. One for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo. One fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
Inner loop of the Beltway, heavy off and on between 95 and Security Boulevard. Slows on the inner loop off and on through Towson between Charles Street and Dulaney Valley Road. 95 northbound's heavy from the Beltway to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. 295 northbound still heavy from the Beltway to 95 and Russell Street. And 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. US 50 eastbound at Rao Boulevard, clearing in a medical emergency from the right side. Remains heavy off and on to the Bay Bridge, where it's two-way operations with 3 lanes eastbound. US 50 westbound just after the Bay Bridge, the accident's on the right side. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Inside Access with Ken Weinman and Tim Barbalese. Sponsored by Ariosa Mechanical. Now hiring at ariosamechanical.com/careers.
It's a really fun sports weekend. Obviously, locally, O's hosting the Padres all weekend. We have NBA Finals. You can hear it on 105.7 The Fan tomorrow, Steve. 7:30 is when ESPN Radio's coverage takes over on The Fan. And boy, was that an unbelievable game for the Spurs. And all 4 of these games have really came down to the wire. The Spurs had a 29-point lead, ended up blowing it. Just a crazy finish. OG Anunoby with the tip in. I still have no idea what De'Aaron Fox was doing, not just holding the basketball and getting fouled at the end of that game. And also, your Golden Knights, Steve, they're facing elimination. What's up with that?
It's a crazy series. Who knows what will happen in Game 6 Sunday night back in Vegas. Might be the final game of the year. I mean, it looks to me like Carolina is the better team, and they've asserted control. I hope I'm wrong about that. And I have no idea to predict what will happen in the NHL. It's just been bizarre.
And also, I neglected to say this the other day when we had Tim Murray on. He kind of ribbed me. I gave the, hey, sports starts to slow down once the Stanley Cup's done, NBA Finals done, then it's just baseball in the lead up to football, of course. But we do have the World Cup, Steve. Are you a soccer fan?
No, I'm not really, but I watched some of it. And I noticed that this year it's 48-team field, and there's 4-team pools, and 32 of the 48 will advance to the knockout round, so they're not eliminating many teams. And the United States, I think, is ranked as 15th or 16th in the world. So that's telling me, Tim, we should get to the knockout round, maybe win a game or two. If we get to the quarterfinals or something, that's when the country will go nuts about it, probably.
Sure, and I'm not a huge soccer guy myself, Steve, but maybe I'll indulge some of the World Cup. United States taking on Paraguay tonight at 9. But before we step out, let's give you the text of the day.
Time for the Inside Access text of the day.
We brought this up in the 3 o'clock hour. I was trying to put on my investigative journalist hat, which I did none of that at Towson, full disclosure. And a lot of people were thinking this too, by the way. MLB's Twitter account randomly this week tweeted out 3 different posts about Camden Yards and how great it is. And here's the home run plaques on Utah Street, and home run sites are beautiful with emojis. And people are saying, oh man, maybe this is a precursor to a possible All-Star game. And Steve, you are an actual journalist, and you were asking around, and the people that you talked to said, let's pump the brakes, nothing imminent. But we do know this is factual. Wrigley Field gets it next year. That marks 3 straight years the National League has had it. And this year would have been an American League team, but Philly ended up getting it for the United States' 250th year. So I can promise you in 2028, it will be an American League team. We'll see if it's the Orioles or not. But Mike in Perry Hall, he texted in, if we get selected to host the All-Star game in 2028, which hasn't been announced yet, it will mark 35 years since we hosted in 1993. Hang with me, Steve. When we did host it in 93, it marked 35 years since we then hosted it at Memorial Stadium in 1958. So maybe that would work out perfect, Steve.
I mean, it's overdue, Tim. It's overdue to come to Baltimore. There's no reason for it not to. 3 in a row in the National League. Time for the American League. So, again, these tweets didn't mean anything based on what I've heard, but that still doesn't change the fact that the Oriole organization would love to host another All-Star game. They make no bones about that. They have new ownership. The Masson situation is not a detriment to MLB anymore. It got resolved. The stadium's been improved. It's going to continue to be improved. What else do you want, New York?
Hey, we heard Tim Kirkchin. He was kind of beating the table saying, come on, this is well overdue. The Camden Yards, the ballpark that forever changed baseball. And it's only had one All-Star game, and it was the second season there. But
what are they doing?
I'll bring it up again. You know, just going to see... to do the broadcast with Vinny in Pittsburgh for the draft and to see how cool it was for the city of Pittsburgh. And I was like, man, I'd love to see Baltimore host the draft. And Sachi Brown's been talking that up a ton. And I'm sure they will at some point, probably not in the next couple of years because it was Pittsburgh this year, DC next year. They're probably going to want to go out west for a year or two after that. But the draft would be cool. The All-Star game would be way cooler. The All-Star game would be the Mecca.
And what happens now with the All-Star game, it starts ramping up the Saturday before. Now, this year, Tim, the MLB draft will start the Saturday before. I believe that's also the Futures game. The Sunday before, they have some festivities. They have that All-Star celebrity. They have the Home Run Derby. They have the red carpet. It's 4 or 5 days of festivities, not just one game. So Baltimore is ready.
It is definitely an event. Steve, it has been a blast
awesome,
with
Tim.
you a couple
Great
days
working
this
with you.
week. And check out Birdland Territory, people.
Of course.
It is the spot.
Check out Steve